G'day folks, this is Raymond Foster, hope you're doing great. In regards to my proposed budget, and specifically in regards to weekly income, the average weekly income of every Australian citizen, I'm going to go over, because I find that I can talk about my budget and a lot of people, it's hard for them to follow budgets in the economy. So I'm actually just going to go over exactly what the weekly wage, the average weekly wage will be for an Australian citizen each year. Okay, so we'll follow along, we'll do the maths, and you'll see the numbers on the screen soon. And we'll be able to see each year for the following 10 years, okay, so for the next decade, every single year, what the average wage of the Australian citizen will be if we follow my economic plan. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the numbers. So, to begin, to keep the numbers very simple, so everyone can follow along at home, let's just say the average weekly income at the moment today is $1,000. That's close enough, alright? Now, first part of the equation, remove artificial inflation. Over the past 50 years, about 100 times artificial inflation. So that means you add 2 zeros to the value of everything you own. So if you have $100 in your bank account, well, you add 2 zeros, $10,000. As you can see here, in the first year of my budget, the average Australian wage would increase to, as you can see here on the screen, $100,000. Year one, average wage increased from $1,000 to $100,000. That's just the first year. So let's take a look at the average increase of wages, which is about times by 3, okay, so 3 times the wages over about a century, 100 years. By year, that's 3% increase. So we calculate in this 3% increase from rising wages in a healthy economy, and then as well we calculate in the 3% of lower costs due to deflation in a healthy economy. So that's about 6% increase of the value of the wage or the weekly income every year. So let's take a look over the next decade what the average Australian income, weekly income, would be under my economic plan each year for the next 10 years. Okay? So again, we are removing artificial inflation, which is caused by fiat, and going back to just the normal value. So the average weekly wage then bumps up by 100 times. So $100,000 would be the weekly average income. Each year on top of this, after the first year, we increase by about 6% value because again, the yearly 3% average increase of wages and as well the yearly average decrease in prices due to deflation, that's 3%. So together that's 6% increase on the value of your income. So again, let's go over these numbers and we'll see in a decade from now, if we follow my economic plan, if I'm voted in and I can become a senator for Queensland and actually establish a proper budget for our country, all right? This is the type of wage you can be expecting, the weekly income you can be expecting in 10 years' time. And again, this is mathematics. You can put the numbers through a calculator yourself and you can prove that it's a mathematical fact that in 10 years' time, if we follow my economic budget, this will be your weekly income. And every Australian citizen will easily be millionaires. Okay, this is just the first 10 years. If we follow it even further, it just gets exponentially better and better and better, okay? So everything will constantly be getting cheaper, prices go down and your wages will constantly going up, okay? And your savings constantly going up. So in about, literally in 30 to 50 years time, you will be able to become a millionaire in 2 weeks of work. If we follow my economic budget from next year. In 30 to 50 years, you can be a millionaire in 2 weeks work, working at Woolies. It's a mathematical fact. Look at the numbers yourself. If you have any questions, please ask. I want to explain this in a way that everybody can comprehend this budget so we can actually fix our economy and we can all live abundantly and actually end poverty. Let's end poverty for good in Australia. There should be no homeless people. There should be nobody struggling. Everyone should have everything they need. And we can have that in just a couple of decades if we follow my economic budget and my plan. So, take it easy. Raymond Foster out.